Okay, Christina here to listen to some music, and today we have our grand finale, the last track of our full album listening of Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues. This is track number 7, The Night. So we're coming to the close of our day, and what a day it has been. The day began, we had the morning, lunchtime, afternoon, evening, and now the night. Some of you might recall that I have already done a reaction to Nights in White Satin. That was almost a year ago on the channel, and it was to a live performance. I think sometime in the 90s is when that one took place. It's been a long time since I've gone back and watched that version, like many, many months. This is going to be almost like a new experience, just with a studio version of this and coming along in the package with this entire album, with the whole day. So I'm really looking forward to it. I have been the whole time. Be sure, if you want, to go and watch that live reaction first, and then you can come back to this one if you wish. I'll put a link in the description below for that reaction. But if not, then go ahead and dive in with me here today. And what are we doing exactly? You all know the drill by now. I am a professional, classically trained musician, instrumentalist, vocalist, composer, and professor. So we dive into all the little details of this music, how it's composed, the instrumentation, some form and analysis or music theory, maybe some instrument demos, but of course, how do we relate to this music? Why do we like it? Or maybe why do we not like it? So, no more delay. Let's listen. Okay, I also want to say that I did not hear the late Lament. That was a poetry moment that I believe was not included in the live performance that I did. So I have the lyrics up, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Now I'm going to finally know what everyone meant by that, because I was like, hey, you left off the late Lament. I'm like, the what? Okay, so here we are. I think we're ready. Okay.
Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you.
All right. So I kind of know how this one goes, so I know what's coming up next. But this is interesting. The muted string sound. It's super muffled and distant, and that is really impressionable. Ooh, so mysterious and kind of longing. It definitely is making me want to hear more, especially if it's going to open up. Oh my gosh. Okay. I enjoyed the little twinklies, nighttime twinkles, the nights coming out, the oscillation of the stars, at the beginning. Loved that. And of course, it's the transition coming from the previous track, but I do go back and listen to all of these together, and I will be doing that when I'm done with this reaction here, so don't worry. But for now, okay, we're into this one. I'm going to back it up a little bit and hear these muted strings and what's, how is this going to evolve?
Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Some hand in hand, tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love
Okay. Ooh. Ooh, this is good. All right, so maybe it's not strings, maybe it's a mellotron or synthesizer of some kind. Are there strings involved in there at all? That last sound that just started was a flute. Sounded like a flute, but again, everything is really muffled. It's like all like, I don't know, hidden underwater, just really, it's very muted, but the atmosphere that it's creating there is really, really something. All of the slides. Damn, I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is great. And then, there was the percussion, just boom, and then some space there afterwards into this next section, whatever it is, instrumental, something. Okay, back it up a little bit and keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Okay.
in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Oh, I love you.
Okay, instrumental part there. Okay. Ooh, okay. That was fantastic. And all of the instruments being brought in at just the right times. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, I did hear some actual strings being brought in there. They sort of entered in with like all the little twinkles, shimmery little sound there, and that's with the shaking of the bow really fast, the tremolo that I talk about often. It's been used a lot throughout all these tracks. So, oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, the flute solo. I do remember the flute solo in the live performance. And it's a little jazzy, actually. So a little like instead of mysterioso, it was more kind of romantic all of a sudden, a little seductive. That was a neat little addition, a little gesture in there. Oh my goodness. Okay, but the fact that height there, and I love you, and it happens like back to back. Like you want to hear it again, and then they're like, yes, we're going to let you hear that again. You're like, yay. So sometimes that's risky in writing music because sometimes you can, I don't know, the hook, that high point there, sometimes it can get overdone. But that's not going to get overdone. That high point, that's not going to get overdone. Especially when you have more instruments to bring in. Yeah, it's just going to add to it. So I was really happy to hear that twice in a row. And then, I don't know, there was just more energy in general. The tempo sped up a little bit, but then it kind of went back. That's the speed that the piece goes, like how fast or slow. And then we headed into an orchestral moment. So I'm going to back it up and get back into that. Okay, here we go. Okay, this might be the lament, the late lament part, I think. Okay, excellent outro of the orchestral part. And I obviously did pick up on how we had some of that in the original intro, right? The overture at the beginning of this whole album. And we've been waiting this whole time for all of this to come back. Whew. It started to bring tears to my eyes. That part. Okay, did we hear how, at least the violins did, the upper strings, when they did that little gesture, that it would really get loud and then soft again, just like that mellotron instrument was doing. Interesting. So I think with the keys of that mellotron, like you press down a key and it kind of revs up, and so you can tell how that was. It was really neat how the upper strings there imitated that. But then when the lower strings, cellos and the basses, took it over, then it was more straight all the way through. Oh boy, that was gorgeous and exciting. Lots of tremolo sounds across all of the instruments and all the different ways that they do that, including the percussion. We heard like the triangle, for the little, so great. All right, but now, is this the chill of the air? Like the sun has been, set for quite a while now. And, it can get pretty chilly at night. So I feel like it's also just the stillness of rest, relaxation. And I'm thinking that that's where we're headed here with this poem. So I'm going to back it up again a little bit. And here we go. I'm going to hear this poem.
Breathe deep the gathering gloom. Watch lights fade from every room. Bedsitter people look back and lament. Another day's useless energies spent. Impassioned lovers wrestle as one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and settles her son. Senior citizens wish they were young. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night removes the colours from our sight. Red is grey and yellow white, but we decide which is right and which is an illusion. Whoa, okay. All right. Yes, now I'm remembering. There was a mention of a gong sound at the very opening. That was it, wasn't it? But like maybe in reverse? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Wow. I felt cold. I felt it. And I also was taking in every single word. Because, I hear the music first, then lyrics second. But with the poem, even with all of the music, the instrumental gestures in the background, which, by the way, supported it perfectly, I was able to soak in all of those words. Wow. Okay. I didn't know where it was going towards the end, like before the gong. I was like, we ended up kind of on this upended cadence, sort of half cadence. And then I was like, what's happening? And then the gong. Okay. That must have been a fun moment for that percussionist to play. Those percussionists, they wait for pages and pages and pages of music, and then they get to woof, that must have been a fun moment in the recording studio. Okay, I'm going to talk about the poem first and the music behind it. So let's take a look at these lyrics for the late Lament. Okay, so yes, we had to breathe deep. But the gathering gloom, watch lights fade from every room. Love that, as everyone turns their lights off. Bedsitter people look back and lament. Another day's useless energy spent. Impassioned lovers wrestle as one, and the lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and suckles her son. Senior citizens wish they were young. Oh my goodness. I just love every one of those lines. Fantastic. And the music behind there, we hear basically the sounds of all of these people's hearts and their experiences. And it's a lot of different versions of one experience just that time of day for a lot of different people. And one person could at one point in their life experience all of those. That's kind of neat. So it's sort of like a life going through, just like with our day. All right, but there's more. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night. So we were talking about the sun, the different orb at the beginning that rules the day, right? This one, though, it's cold, removes the colors from our sight. And then I love how they say that red is gray, yellow, white, but then we get to decide which is right and which is just the illusion. Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that. And it's true, you can get caught up in the moment of things because based on any given moment, anything around us can feel, appear to be a certain way based on how we're feeling in that moment. And sometimes it's a good thing to sort of keep ourselves grounded and decide, do we want to fall into that illusion? Sometimes we should, sometimes we need to. Other times it is best to stay grounded so we don't run away with ourselves, run away with things. But wow, I love it. I love it. And so with like the cold-hearted orb, we hear like the bass clarinet, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And going into this, the harp, it's very, it says, starting the breathe deep, the gathering gloom. Does nighttime have to be so gloomy? Again, maybe it's another choice that we have to make. But it was very dreamy. And, I guess maybe it's the choice also, like, are we going to have good dreams or bad dreams? Interesting. All right. So music-wise, I will go back and look at the other lyrics, but I have looked at those lyrics before, so I kind of know what that's all about. But let's go back to the beginning. Let's hear the opening. See the twinkles? Harp there. We end with the harp at the end, like I was just saying. And then we just go right into this little shuffle.
Nights in white satin.
Oh, I love how he goes to the end.
Never reaching the end.
Oh, he does it over and over again. Reaching the end.
Letters I've written.
Oh, slide. Mm-hmm.
Never meaning to send.
Send. Okay. Let's see. The key is depressed, and so it gets louder and then backs off. But you hear the moving notes end up being a little bit more subdued. We're getting to that part. We'll get there. Okay. So yeah, that instrument, you press down the key and it kind of revs up. Which means that all of the fast-moving notes are going to sort of all be quiet because they don't get the chance to rev up like that. I love how the singer here is basically, oh gosh, so I don't know which came first. Did they decide to use the mellotron sound, whatever it is, and then he's imitating that? Why did he choose to close to the ends and the ings? I wonder why that was. But the slides, again, ooh, this would be so much fun to sort of be in the room with them when they are writing this. Again, did he decide to sing it that way first, or did he hear some of the instruments and then decide to imitate them? If we know that, let me know. But I love the style of this. This is really neat. So let's keep going. I know that that's the first time that we're going to hear that little hook there. And actually, I think this actually is the next high point. So we're going to hear one right now, but listen for the slides. And he fades away too. Love that. That boom, that little, the snare right there sound in the drum. That's almost a precursor to the big gong moment that we have at the end. Oh, this is so well balanced. Okay. When the band part came in, the shuffle, when that came in at the beginning, that could have almost been too abrupt. But there's something about it that lends itself to the mood, the atmosphere of the song. It was an easy transition. To me, it was really comfortable. And what comes after that is so comfortable. It's so beautiful that it's worth whatever transition is going to happen there. Anyway, okay. The flute. Let's hear how it sort of starts to seem romantic at first, but then you hear a little bit of jazz and you're like, there is a little seductive moment in this too. Let's hear it. And then is that harpsichord in the background? Love it. Da, 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 da. That right there. That changes the whole thing. Okay. So the flute solo itself, and I remember this also from the live version, it's not done in a classical style. It's more straightforward, and the vibrato is very limited. It's hard to hear all that, though, because the sound of the flute in the recording here is so echoey, reverb. And you know what? I was talking about the muted part and the muffled part, It did open up. It really, really certainly did. But they really took their time with that. Almost to the point where you were forgetting how muffled it was at the beginning. Oh my goodness. But that's part of the magic of this track. Whew, y'all. It is magical. Okay. Actually, and coming up here very quickly, it seemed like this is where the tempo sped up a little bit. Just a little bit. It's very driving. Driving, drive. Okay.
White Satin,
Twinkles.
never reaching the end.
Love it. Yeah.
Letters I've written,
And now you hear the strings.
never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before.
And the percussion, boom, boom. And the bass, boom, 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 boom.
I can't say anymore.
See? Yep.
'Cause I love you.
Okay.
Yes, I love you.
So good. So good. So good. Okay. Okay, but yes, we get to hear it again. Woo! With the violins up there. It's so good. And the violins get to sort of climb way up high. Okay, and then the orchestral part. Whew, okay. Yeah, and we like to do that. The violins, in that little climax part to go way, 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 way up high. That's a really great line. Okay. That was fantastic. you know. Uh-huh. So then we head in to this little orchestral section. Let's just keep going. You hear the piccolo on top. Get the brass section. Yes. So good. Yeah. Love it. Okay, and here are the violins. See, it's almost like that mellotron sound. But then the low strings are more continuous. Oh, I love that low note. Woo, and the basses. Nice little glissando up to the top. Nice. Little Holst moment there from the planets from Mars. So good. And more twinkles. Yeah, with the harp. Oh, okay. Fantastic. I do very quickly want to go back and take a look at that fun violin line and just show you kind of what I mean. Okay, but I need my fiddle first.
'Cause I love
They're way up there. Yeah. I love that string line there too. That ascending line. Oh. Okay, wait. Let me go back up and do the mellotron moment here, like how the violins were imitating it. Yeah. So... yeah, it just really, really was quiet and kind of came out of nowhere like that and back. It's really imitating the synthesizer sound. Really cool. Okay, that was it. The end of Days of Future Past. That day is now in my past. And how did it come to pass? Well, first of all, thank you to everyone here who recommended this album. I will be forever grateful. It's just been a really wonderful experience throughout this whole day. A very prolonged day. I know also for all of you because these are released, once a week, but the depictions in this have been some predictable. They picked exactly what I would have picked to represent certain things, but so many others were unexpected and so creative, and that it ended with this high point. It's really been a wonderful experience here, and it is definitely something that I will take with me forever. And I'm going to be playing the entire album, start to finish, a lot. And then even the fact and how it ended, like it ended with another poem. And I think that was a wise choice just right there, because like with anything, with a story, you're not supposed to have the high point be too soon or too late. That's sort of anticlimactic. So this is quite a high point, although the evening was quite wonderful as well. So, oh my goodness. That's a big moment right there towards the end. So it makes sense to have us be able to sort of cool down, chill out a little bit with the late Lament poem at the end, and then the gong. And how it does come full circle back into the beginning. Love it. Just like a day, like night into the morning. Oh my goodness. So, of all of these times of day, do I have a favorite? Right now, in this moment, I'm completely swept away by the night. But like I said, the evening was really, really wonderful. Oh my goodness. The overture I still adore. But then how it played into the playfulness of the morning and lunch. Lunch was kind of more playful. There were a lot of contemplative moments in this that I really, really enjoyed. I just think that there are so many colors and so many emotions all the way through this. There's something in here for everybody at any given time, any age. Like even there at the end, they went through like all the different people and their experiences late at night. It's so true to the human experience. And then how it's told through the human experience of music and the beautiful words. I'm very taken by all of this. So again, thank you to everyone who helped bring this into my life. And I hope that you were all able to enjoy this in your lives along with me. It's been a true pleasure. So thank you. Will I develop a favorite later on? Maybe, but for now, I'm just going to be happy with how I'm swept away right now. And I don't know, maybe I can report in. I can do that with some of these full albums. I should try to do that. Like after I've listened to them, like what are the sleeper hits? I can maybe reflect on that later on. But for now, let me know what your favorites are, because it all affects us differently. And I'm very interested to find out. And if there's anything else about this album that you think I should know, let me know. Otherwise, be watching for what the next announcement for the next full album will be. I'll be posting that soon. But for now, as always, just remember that you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay. And keep listening.